Well, as the search moves into another night, we are learning more about those involved in the boy's life leading up to his disappearance. Eyewitness News reporter Jaleesa Irizarry joins us live from where it all began. Jaleesa?
Yeah, there is no doubt that everyone wants the same possible outcome, to find baby King Jay safe and sound. But this investigation has brought more questions than answers for many people out here. And a lot of those questions are focused on the family and the efforts behind the search. What began Friday night here at Friends Food Mart is what police are still trying to piece together. A car was taken. It was later found, but a baby remains missing.
This is my son. This is my baby. He needs to come home.
On Sunday, baby King's mom, Jasmine Gonzalez, canvassed Rodriguez Park and discovered this, a baby bottle she believes is her son's.
We're doing tests on that to see if there's any forensic evidence that would connect the bottle with the baby.
Police followed up with their own search, but came up with nothing. Now many are wondering why police didn't take the search national and put out an Amber Alert.
The criteria for an Amber Alert was not met.
Each state has its own criteria on when to issue an Amber Alert. In Texas, law enforcement must answer a number of questions first, including, is the child in immediate danger? Has a preliminary investigation verified the abduction and eliminated alternative explanations for the child's disappearance? And is enough information available to be released to the public to help locate the child, a suspect description, or the vehicle used in the abduction? Many have also questioned King's father, Christopher Davila's background. Davila was arrested after police say he left his son in the car unattended. Davila is out on bond but faces a child endangerment charge. His criminal history also includes multiple drug charges, an aggravated robbery charge, as well as assault causing bodily injury.
I know he has nothing to do with it.
On Sunday, baby King's mom defended Davila, saying no matter his criminal history, he had nothing to do with their son's disappearance.
He loves his kids. He loves his kids for sure.
Now, we did reach out to Jasmine Gonzalez again today for an interview. She told us she was unable to do an interview because she was at police headquarters. Now, even though an Amber Alert was not issued, the FBI is still involved in this case. We're live on the city's west side. Jaleesa Irizarry, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.